Hey Patreon, once again guys, thank you for your support. So guys, I want to share with you a defense I just started labbing online. I'm always trying to look for something a little bit different and unique, and I stumbled onto a tutorial on match defenses, and I actually discovered that one of the defenses I've really liked using over the last couple of years actually is a lot more effective if you run it stock than I've done before in the past. And I have a whole scheme that's actually built out of this particular playbook. In particular, it's the Okie roll defense. I'd actually discovered that running this play stock is better than using the blitz concept that I've used before. So I'm going to show you basically some setups that they have for this. So first and foremost, when we go in the audibles, for this defense, I want to go ahead and swap out the cover 2 man linebacker blitz. I'm going to swap that out for the edge 1 blitz. So it's this one right here. There's a reason behind that. It's going to give me man coverages and allow me to attack my opponent with that. We're going to leave spinner in place. The cover 2 press, we're using cover 2 as our base thing, so we're going to go ahead and drop that out and put in a cover 4 drop. And then another play that we're going to jump into a lot is going to be the cover 3 version of the edge blitz, and that's going to be the edge blitz 3, which is really effective. Now, I've been running this play flipped. It's just been a tendency, but I've discovered that this play is a little bit more effective if you run it stock. And then when you set up your audibles, you want a baseline. You can go with SWAT animation for your matchups, and then conservative across the board with your tackling. It's pretty much up to you on how you want to do that. But the most important thing is that we want to go ahead and take our zones and put them on match. So we're going to come out of this, and I'm going to run this against random passes, in particular shotgun passes, and go from there. And basically, let's just go ahead and jump into this again. I'm going to choose a new play again. I think I might have inadvertently selected one particular play, but not the other one. So we're going to go back once again to the play we're going to use, Okie roll 2. And then we're going to basically go ahead and random shotgun passes. So we're going to get ourselves a feel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my blitzing defensive back, my number 4 defensive back. I'm going to slide this guy over like this. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit my left D-pad. And I'm going to go ahead and slant inside. And I usually need to do it twice. And what you want to be looking for with this particular defense is basically the defensive tackle on a double gap assignment, meaning he plays 2 gaps. What this does is it kind of messes up the assignments. Now, what is unique about this particular defense is that we have matching principles. The guys marked on the outside are classified as 1 wide receiver, and then it matches up to the soft squat. That's the responsibility. The vertical hooks themselves are going to be 2 responsibilities, so the defender actually will do that. And then my responsibility is going to be the 3 wide receiver situation. Now, with the match principles, these guys pass off assignments. So typically what I want to be doing is I want to be concerned about any third receiver that's going to come in my area with my user, and then kind of make my adjustments from there. So let's just see if we get a good animation here. Typically what I want to do is play it down and actually look for any kind of a crossing route right here. But I want to show you on how this is a really good defense to set up. Okay, so here, tight defense, tight offense, very popular. You're going to see this type of stuff online. And I'm going to be using it over the middle of the field, and I'm going to essentially go ahead and look for any kind of a crossing route right here. So let's go back to that again. Let's see this in instant replay, just see how this looks. So this guy basically should be locking up to this guy right here, and he follows the guy out and actually takes it away and feeds it to the safety. So right here, this guy takes the whip, and he should follow, not just chuck it. And I think just gets himself out of position. But take a look at these route assignments on the backside. Running back doesn't go out, so he basically is the 3rd wide receiver. But you can see this guy actually goes out and actually plays that out and up, and then he comes down and actually plays that and kind of passes it off to me. So this is kind of a unique defense that you can use to kind of catch your opponent off guard. Here we go. We've got spread defense right here in this type of situation. So we've got the 1 on the soft squat. We've got the vertical hooks on this guy right here. We got the vertical hooks on the slot receiver, and then we got the soft squat on the 1 on the outside. My responsibility is to go ahead and look for the running back route. And you can see right here, everything's locked up. So let's just go back into the instant replay and just kind of show you how this is actually becoming one of my more favorite plays in the game. So these guys should be locked up right here, and they do. So he just sticks and he sits there. This guy actually is taking this guy out, and he's also passing him off. He's got support by the deep half. Backside, similar situation. So this guy's actually matching right here, just sitting. He sits on that. He's taking away the passing lane, passing him over to this guy, but he's following. He's going to stay with this guy and take him to the end zone if he goes that route. And then my responsibility is to take the third wide receiver, which is the running back, and you can see it's just kind of a block and release. I just sit right on that running back. Don't run away like the stupid user I am, because I think maybe the ball's already out. So yeah, the ball's already out. That's why I reacted. But my job is just kind of sit with this running back and just let the edge pressure come in. Now, another thing that's cool about this particular play too is that since we've got an edge blitzer coming off the edge, a lot of times he'll beat the tackle on the edge. And what I've discovered is that if you run this play stock, that means you're getting your guys running off to the left side, and they're going to get worse animations because most quarterbacks are right-handed and they don't like running to their left. They like running to the right when they throw the ball. So that's why I've discovered that. So here you go, same type of situation. Now we got matching situations with the guys to the left. Soft squat 1, vertical hook 1. Those guys should match. We've got basically soft squat off to the right. He should match. This guy right here in the vert hook, he should match this one. But I want to show you that there's something I've seen when I played this, tried this scheme online. As a lot of times we'll actually try to test that user. So you want to go ahead and give yourself a little bit more space to work with. But my responsibility is going to be to man up this tight end. This tight end is going to be my primary guy that I'm going to go after. So we're going to go ahead and just make sure we don't give him an easy pass lane that you can throw into. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just take away any kind of read. So you can see right here. That was just a lucky animation, but let's just take a look at an instant replay. Let's watch the matching principles with this particular defense. So you can see how this guy actually comes down and bites. He follows, he clears up the lane, and then he kind of lets this guy carry. And that's kind of user territory for me. I want to go ahead. If anybody wants to go over the middle of the field, I'm going to try to take that away. You can see right here, basically this route lets this guy go. There was a seam route that this guy could hit. So that's you want to take that into consideration. But that's how we run this thing. So let's go back to it again. We've got basically seam route. We got an underneath route. That linebacker is going to go out to the seam, and my responsibility is to come back to the running back with that. And you can see right here, the defensive back is going to go ahead and play over the top right there and give us kind of a situation with that. So it's just going to go and run to this again. Got 3 wide receivers in this type of situation. I like how the spacing is with the matching. So we're going to go off to the left here. I have to play the seam player. He's my responsibility. And then what I could do is I can kind of pass that off. That concept is not necessarily the best concept that you want to run with the cover 2. So if we have a trip set like this, I actually have a lot of space that I go ahead and carry. This guy actually comes out, takes the running back, and this guy's route right there is dead. So in this type of situation, you probably want to jump into a different defense. So let's go ahead and see a different variation of the defense would be the edge blitz. Now what this does is the edge blitz, you don't have a nice looping blitz, but you have a nice little 3-rec hook that goes in the middle of the field that you can play. And typically what I do is when I'm using this, I'm trying to user this guy over the top of the field, over the top to make sure that people don't throw over the 3-rec hook. I want my 3-rec to play underneath for me. So here you go. So we're going to slide this out. Now here's perfect. Look at the defense right here. You got a guy who runs trip sets, jump into this coverage. The 3-rec hook is going to come out and basically go ahead and have guys in the area. So it's always about having guys in the area and not giving any kind of a coverage type situation that you can jump into. I've got the 3-rec hook. I've got trip set over here. I basically got like a zone matching concept, the deep concept off to the right. I've got a guy over the middle of the field. I've got the seam flat off to the left. He's going to take the number 2. My responsibility is to take the tight end. And a lot of times what's going to happen is the tight end is actually going to go and hit that off the side. So most players don't play hitch routes. Not very common to see that. But let's go and see this once again. We're going to go ahead and double blitz. I want a double A gap. This is going to give us a better blitz angle with the computer. And you can see right here, this pretty much locked that up. I pulled myself out of the area with this defense. But I can assure you that based on my experience of running this particular defense, it messes up people's assignments. They're just not used to seeing this type of stuff, and it just kind of messes up what they want to do right here. So once again, throwing in the middle of a zone. Computer's always going to make better decisions than most players online, because most players online are essentially are looking from stuff underneath. So I actually played against a fairly good opponent. The guy really knew what he was doing. When I tried this for the first time, you sprinkle this particular play in, which essentially is going to be the edge blitz. We're still going to use the same guy, and then what we can do is we can go ahead and take this guy and put this guy on a hard flat. And this is another way to go ahead and just throw off your opponent's reads a little bit, and use sprinkle in a man blitz against them. Now, the only problem with the man blitz is that obviously there's really no pressure coming in. It's not consistent pressure, but this is a good way to go ahead and catch your opponent off guard. Now, what you could do is you could put a double hard flat out there inside shade, and this will actually go ahead and have more people on the outside, maybe mess up his reads a little bit, but you can blend this all into your scheme. And what's cool about it too is that you've always got a threat of a fast of a blitz. A high pressure blitz that you can get to your opponent really quick too, and have that in a part of your scheme too. So not a good example on that. Let's see if we can go and hit it with the blitz. So we're going to go and see if we can hit this. So a little bit more pressure right here. With this is going to be a type of situation where we got a bunch of guys out. So if he hits the seam right there with the slants, we're going to do that. Once again, I'm just going to go and show you how we can do the blitz. So we're going to set this up. So we got basically kind of a more aggressive blitz. The cover 3 version of it, I think, is a little bit better, and it forces the opponent to get rid of the ball quick. So just show you instant replay and how that pressure comes in. Instant replay. So you can see basically the pressure's coming in on the A gap right here. It actually screws up the computer, and this guy comes in clean. So most players are not really going to see that right away, especially if they're seeing some coverages and stuff like that. So that's what I like about this particular play. So let's go ahead, set this up. Got your pressure, and we're going to go ahead and try to take away the fast reads. And you can see right there, I was trying to go ahead and get a completion, but let's just go and take a look at an instant replay and show you how you've got pressure that you could sprinkle in with this scheme. Blocked up pretty well right there as far as the way the blocking was set up. Probably want to go in this gap over here, try to go ahead and get these guys shifting, preoccupied. So let's go and see if we can do it one more time. Nope. We got these guys out here. So a lot of times you want to go with this. We're going to go ahead, hover right here. And that should probably get some better pressure off the edge. So computer's making really good decisions, lights out as far as that type of stuff is concerned. Let's go and see if we can get this pressure in. So hey man, if you're settling for a quick flat for a couple of yards, this is a really good blitz to have in your back pocket. So let's go and just see how the pressure gets in. This is a double A gap, double edge pressure right here off the edge. He's got to have to make a fast decision off the edge. A way that you can run this is go ahead and do 2 hook zones, and this will basically go ahead and take away any kind of a seam route that you might want to throw. You want to get over here, and you can see right here the pressure just comes in very fast. So this is a scheme I'll be playing around with. It's something that is new to me, is running this matching coverage. but I can assure to you that it is something that a lot of players they don't know how to read it correctly just because you've got the matching cover. So once again, guys, thank you for your support. Until next time.